I mean, you will be jettisoned off at light speed into worlds or sensations and experiences that are beyond profound and beyond our capacity to put into words. I don't quite know what the next few days are going to hold in store for me. I think there's going to be some really tough times. I know that it's going to be quite eye-opening. I've got a feeling it's going to be somewhat transformative, unlike anything I've experienced before, but I think there's going to be some really positive, life-affirming experiences as well. It's a spiritual journey for me. I'm really excited, a little bit apprehensive. I think any powerful psychedelic should be treated with some reverence. So I'm off to Peru, and it's going to be my first time visiting South America. So I'm really excited about that. The reason I'm going is, I guess, to keep a promise that I made to myself. And this promise goes back over 15 years. Now, this wasn't a specific promise, but a kind of intention that I had, something that I've wanted to do for a long time. And this year, I finally said to myself that I'm just going to go ahead and do it. It can be easy to let these things slide. If you have a goal, an ambition, a calling even, we can allow the kind of circus-like carnival and drama of everyday life, or even the mundanity. Blackberries kind of get in the way of these things. What have you found? But I really want to stop that. If I have an intention, if I have a goal, I want to push myself to at least attempt to achieve that. So what is it that I'm actually going to be doing while I'm in Peru? Right, I've got a blackberry seed stuck in my tooth. Well, I'm actually going to an ayahuasca retreat. I will be partaking in some traditional Peruvian, Amazonian ayahuasca ceremonies. I've been listening to talks by Terence McKenna for at least 15 years, probably more like 20 years. I've read some of his books, and I've absorbed a lot of other content around psychedelics in general, and more specifically DMT and ayahuasca. I've never experienced ayahuasca before. I have attempted smoking DMT before, but I didn't take enough to have an experience. I don't think that's going to be an issue here. It's a very different kind of experience from what I'm led to believe, smoking it as opposed to taking it in combination with other active ingredients and in a form of a brew. Now, I realise that this content is quite a bit different from anything that I would normally have on the channel, but psychedelics in general really fascinate me. I think that they are the most powerful tool that we have for upending our current paradigms and for profound spiritual revelation that can have real meaningful change in our lives. So if I find them fascinating, I'm hoping that there's plenty of people that are watching that will also find this fascinating. So yeah, I don't quite know what the next few days are going to hold in store for me. I've got a feeling it's going to be somewhat transformative, unlike anything I've experienced before. And I'm going to try and document it a little bit. I will try and film some footage during the retreat, although I can't promise to, that I will manage to do that. I need to put my main focus on the actual experience and sort of working with these plant medicines, which I believe they are. So I may or may not be able to film much content, but I guess at the very least, after I return, I will make some more content to give my thoughts from the perspective having been through the ayahuasca experience. I'm really excited, a little bit apprehensive. I think any powerful psychedelic should be taken and treated with some reverence. So I am not going into this lightly. I've been on a fairly strict diet and I've stuck to it fairly well. It's going to be an interesting few days. I'm in Peru in total for 12 days. At the retreat for 9 days. There are 5 ceremonies and it's going to be interesting, let's put it that way. Now, I also have a bit of a side quest, and what I would like to do is to try and make some music while I'm in this environment close to the Amazon jungle, a place that is distant and mysterious to me. Obviously some people live there and it's their home, but to me it's somewhere that I don't get to visit every day. So I would like to take that opportunity to try and make some music while I'm in that environment, and to try and take some recordings maybe of the ambient sounds and any other things that I'm able to capture and I have the sort of time and capacity to film. Now again, I cannot guarantee that I will fulfill this intention, but I would like to maybe include some kind of musical aspect to this story and maybe make some original music. I know that there is an art fair that we will be visiting as part of the retreat, and a lot of local artists and craftspeople gather and bring their wares with them. So you never know, there may be some musical instruments that perhaps we can purchase. I don't know, I really don't know what the next couple of weeks has in store for me. I know that it's going to be quite eye-opening and transformative. I think there's going to be some really tough times, but I think there's going to be some really positive, life-affirming experiences as well. Now, I've had enough heavy psychedelic experiences, not an awful lot, but I've had enough to know that when you have a really powerful, profound psychedelic experience, there is really no steering that experience. I mean, you will be jettisoned off at light speed into, worlds or sensations and experiences that are beyond profound and beyond our capacity to put into words. But I think it does have some sparing how we prepare and our mindset going into these experiences. You know, the old set and setting, if you're familiar with that. So I think my ultimate intention is to reconnect with higher self, to reconnect with nature at a deeper level than I am able to in a normal sober state, perhaps. I guess as part of that, I'm expecting to have to deal with some personal things. I think there are some certain things that I have lived with for most of my life, beliefs, and maybe some traumas that I have carried with me. Often these may be things that we're not even aware of. There may be things deep rooted that I had no cognizance that they were even sort of affecting me on a daily basis. So I expect that I'm going to have to address a lot of these things, and that's not always going to be comfortable. But I feel like that's at the kind of, I think this is probably a Terence McKenna thing, but that's sort of in the waiting room. That's not the main event. God, I'm sure I've butchered that.
Because it is not an encounter with the Freudian, the repressed memories of your miserable and battered childhood or whatever it is you went through. And it isn't even an encounter with the miserable memories of the battered childhood of the human species that we all went through, a la Carl Jung. That is all there. But that's in the hallway where you hang your hat and the antechamber where they take your coat. The main event, folks, doesn't even have anything to do with the psychology of human beings. The main event is another dimension. A dimension so bizarre, so titanically peculiar, so strange, so unanticipated by our language, our history, our literature, that it is literally like the discovery of another world.
I am no Terence McKenna in my ability to communicate these things, but I'm doing my best. It's a spiritual journey for me. It's one that I have felt a calling for many years, and it's one that I cannot run from, I don't think, any longer. I think it's something that I think it's my time to go and embrace that and see what the next chapter is after that. And I guess I'm kind of bringing you along on that journey somewhat, although I don't think watching this video is going to be anything akin to taking an ayahuasca brew and having that experience. So yeah, I am intending to make probably at least 2 videos on this subject. This will be the first, the before or the pre-trip report, if you will, and then I'll make another one, or at least one more, on my return. So if you like this kind of content and you're new to the channel, why not give me a follow, maybe throw a like in there if you wish, and I will have a follow-up, a post-trip report, and then I guess, I don't know, back to regular scheduling. Maybe not. Maybe I'll find a new direction for this channel. Maybe I'll give the channel up. Who knows? At this moment in time, I'm just focusing on this upcoming trip and seeing what ayahuasca has to say. after a less than smooth start, I'm at the airport, at the boarding gate, and we're about to get on a plane to Peru.
Goodbye tonight. Have a safe on the journey. Welcome back on board again in the very near future.
So I've made it to Miami. It's a good start. Now I just need to get my connecting flight to Lima. I think it's in about 5 hours, so I've got a bit of a wait. So I'm just sitting in a rather humid Miami airport concourse. It's quite nice to have a bit of heat after the plane. The aircon was quite cold after 9 hours. But yeah, a little bit of a wait time, and then on to the next leg of the trip. It's pretty quiet here.
Ahí dice en la hojita cuál. La que donde hay dos.
So it's about 20 past 11 and I'm in Miraflores in Lima. Just sitting by the ocean. It's been over 24 hours since my flight. I think I've been more or less awake for about something like 35 hours. I think I have managed to get some sleep in that time, a few minutes at a time, maybe, if I'm lucky, maybe 2 hours in total, but I doubt it's even that. I think if it's even an hour, I'd be surprised. So I'm not completely with it. I feel a little bit spaced out. I've just had some college students approach me and ask some questions on film for a project they're doing. It's quite an overcast kind of day. I've left the UK where it's nice and warm at the moment, and I've come here expecting or hoping for some warm weather, and I've seemed to have brought the UK summer weather with me, and I still have another about 4 hours till I can check into my hotel. I've dropped my bags off at least, but it's going to be a while till I can actually get into a room, and what I would ideally like to collapse on a bed, but it's good so far. I need some sleep though. So I've finally made it to my room. It's probably been 30 plus hours, 35 hours or something since I actually left the UK. I'm finally in a hotel room in Lima. I think now I'm just gonna maybe grab a quick shower and just crash out on the bed. I don't think I'm gonna sleep yet, but I want to just rest for a little while. Do you really need to know this? Probably not.
An ancient story to transcend normality. An unamusing alchemisticity flees. The true secret to our immortality. Simply the heavenly deeds we deathly leave. A journey carved into the stone of history. Philosopher who scatters sands upon the sea. A shining path leads us to immortality. If but our earthly deeds we deathly leave.
So if you're interested, the featured track at the top of this video is a track that I actually made quite some time ago now, and I'm caught in a tree. Awesome. It's a track that I've created a long time ago now. I've been making a video for every track on the album so that you can watch it and listen to it like it's an extended music video or a mini film or something. I don't know. I kind of ran out of steam with it in the early part of this year, but it's something that I do intend to finish and put out. So if you're interested, that track isn't out at the moment, but it will be soon. It's called Gilgamesh, and yeah, I will let you know as and when that comes out. Thank you for being here. Look out for the next part of this video. I hope whatever you're doing in your lives, you're living your dreams, or at the very least chasing after them. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. And I'm going to try and duck under this thorny bramble bush so I don't get caught again. There we go. Let's try one of these. Not so good, that one. Very watery, not much flavour. Anyway, Unknown Audio out. I'll see you when I'm back from Peru.